Good evening. It's us yet again. And as always, I'm Grizz. Uh,
I'm Brad.
that guy's Predator. And then over there, we've got Spartan. Um,
Hi.
we were going to have Jester. However, he's been traveling since 5 o'clock Eastern Time. So it's like 11 o'clock over there, and we've lost contact with him. So he may
I
have
have a
fallen
feeling he
asleep.
is completely and absolutely passed out in a hotel room. Hopefully in
Yeah.
a hotel room.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
And not a parking lot.
So,
Could be passed out at the booth somewhere on the table.
You never know. It is Jester.
exactly. So.
Love you, buddy.
So, if we can't get him on tonight, hopefully we'll get him on another time. But if he wakes up and messages us, we'll try to get him on here tonight.
So we're kind of sort of flying by the seat of our pants. Just kind of sort of. Like
Kinda.
always.
No more than usual, aren't we always?
Like I said, like always.
Yeah,
Isn't that how we operate?
exactly.
Absolutely.
So, we'll
Hey,
figure it out
Logan
as we
says
go.
hi.
So,
So for events this month,
Yeah.
obviously we had Maddie on last show, so we know Silver Creek Cup is going to be this month, last Sunday of the month, I believe it was.
Yep.
For everyone who kind of maybe missed me last week, I highly doubt you did, but it was great watching the conversation via the chat line there. And a huge shout out to Matt. Thank you for making it onto the show last week.
Yeah, thanks, Maddie.
Dave, Mr. Grizz has a very fun event planned for this month coming up. I'm
Well,
so excited.
hopefully it'll be fun. That all depends on whether or not people actually show up. So, if it's not fun,
Well,
it's
we're
all
damn
on
well
you
better.
people, not me.
Or, as it be, CTF weather.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, don't even jinx it.
Well-
Let's not go there.
But see, it's not, redneck planning it, so there's a chance for good weather.
True. Very true.
Very true.
Fingers are crossed on this one.
So, yeah, fingers crossed.
Tell us a little bit more about it, Dave.
All right, so
Spill some beans.
I'll try to just a couple. The plan is, as I've mentioned last time, we've got our global federal agent type team, as led by Predator himself. We have our seedy underworld syndicate, as led by Redneck Rick. And yeah, I plan to have a hostage mission that's going to be slightly different than the norm. There's going to be a what's it called? All of a sudden, my mind's going blank. But yeah, basically
You've got this written down
a
though, right?
attack and defense, and then an all-out shootout. I do have a couple of ideas that I'm going to be throwing at our team leaders day of. So,
Yeah, I don't know whether to be scared or excited.
a little bit of both.
And that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, this is one of those ideas that I've purposely come up with so that it will both be a help and a hindrance at the same time.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of worried and amused at the same time.
Yeah, so I can't say too much right now.
You never do.
No, I don't. But that's because the side mission I've got thought up really kind of depends on only a very select few people knowing about it. I'm still working on writing out some of the side missions and such on it. So that's why I can't say too much right now. Is it's a constantly evolving thing at this stage.
So even though it's evolving right now, is it still going to be an evolving, fluid event as the games and the day progresses? Is it still going to be evolving constantly?
Hopefully not as much as it is at this moment. I don't want to be sitting there trying to make it up as we go along, because I have a feeling that's just going to be a pain in the butt.
Roman's got it.
He actually doesn't have anything.
I think Roman has it right. Roman says he actually doesn't have anything. So at this point in time, you are basically saying you have nothing.
No. I do have. I've got my general outline. It's just I'm still in the fleshing it out process. So.
Okay, fair enough. So at this point in time, since we are talking TSG, I want to officially welcome aboard Spartan as our third and final member of the TSG clan. Yes. Yay!
Oh, thank you.
So here's what.
Hey, Lockdown.
Hey, Lockdown. Ooh,
Sexy
Graham's on too.
Whoa! Hey.
Graham! Oh my god!
Oh my god! What a treat.
We are surrounded by sexiness tonight. This is awesome.
Wow.
So for those of you who don't really know what TSG is, or Tactical Supremacy Games, last year I created it as a 4v4 event, and everyone was kind of like, hey, that was a lot of fun.
It was.
Why don't you expand it? And I'm like, maybe not, maybe. And then one day I'm just like, hey, look, I'm making a page, and it's called TSG, and Grizz and Spartan kind of just looked at me and said, we told you so. So now we are planning, Now we are, TSG is still going to have the 4v4, which I'm still planning for this June, I believe it is. Might have to bump it back to July.
Which I've noticed you've renamed.
What have I named
it was
it now?
Tactical Supremacy Games, now it's Team Supremacy Games.
Oh yeah, for the 4v4.
Yes.
Woo! It's still TSG, which is, I don't really care. For those of you who don't know, I am looking at, I've started the application process for the Calgary Fire Department. And with that, I need to get lots of training done and courses done. So unfortunately, I have a small window in which to do stuff. So I might be absent from the podcast for a month. I might have to push games back a little bit that I have planned and organized. But hopefully you all bear with me in this aspect. Hey, you can't fire the owner of it. You can't fire
I can fire you from the podcast.
We can remove you, but we'll just keep you as a silent partner in the background.
Yeah. See, what you don't know is Spartans really come on as your replacement.
That's true. Yeah. This is your actual notice. Sorry, bro.
Well, good thing I've got some first strike rounds for Sunday with your name printed on them. So.
Oh, Princess, I have a full box still, and I'm still finding more in my gear bag. So, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. But also, I've taken some little pushing, I guess you could say, from some of our MegFed viewers, and I am planning a MegFed only event. I believe I have it set for September.
Orion, yeah, that's the one you and I were talking about with the
Operation Orion. I am so excited for this one. It is going to be unlike anything you have seen before. I'm not going to divulge too much apart from.
We're horrible at this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say APC extraction.
HVT.
High value target extracted via armored personnel carrier. How's that?
That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have a start unlike anything you've seen before. So a game is going to begin.
I can't wait till that part.
Very uniquely.
Yes.
I've never seen it before. Dave has never seen it before. It was his idea. The HVT was all Spartan, and we're also doing ammo spawns and stuff like that. So we are making this very, very unique. Roman, I see 3 green hearts from you. I want more input than that, buddy. Come on, you asked for this.
By the way, Keach said we have to vote you out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Would you really stab your brother in the back that badly, though?
No, but can I shoot you in the back?
It's not like you haven't already.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. All right. I'll just shoot you in the back instead.
At this game last year, I seem to remember a lot of accidental shootings.
Oh, friendly.
Yeah.
A lot of friendly fire, huh?
Spartan.
Friendly fire isn't, I believe, is the saying.
Yeah. Oh, well. So now, Spartan, you have to come up with a game.
Yeah.
That's true, I do. Yeah. I have a lot to finish. I have, well, Roman is speaking. He's more intrigued to hear what we've got planned. I have a lot to finish. I have my player page to finish. Game won't be too hard to come up with.
Maybe for next year, give yourself a year to break into things.
I'm still trying to break into things with my current situation.
True. Very
True,
true.
yeah.
Let's not put too much on
Oh, don't
your
worry about it.
shoulders.
Don't worry about it. I'm good. I'm solid.
Sorry for the movement, guys. There we go.
Make sure.
Gotta get more comfortable. I know, hey? I love this
Yeah.
shirt. Oh yeah, be there or be square.
Oh yeah, August. Can't wait. I'm a general this year
Yep.
for one of the armies. Can't wait. Come on out. Support a good cause.
And our guest, or who was supposed to be our guest, is second in command for the opposing forces.
Yes, Graham, who is currently watching, is my second in command.
Is he actually still online? Because I haven't seen him post anything. Graham, if you're online, post something.
I don't know.
Do it.
Anyways, he's my second in command this year, so a lot of fun stuff happening.
Now, I want to, I just want to say something, and Grizz and I spoke about this briefly. For those of you coming, this is a charity event.
Oh yes.
You do not get a trophy. You don't really get bragging rights unless we hit our goal for fundraising or smash through it. So leave all the tournament competitive play outside, please. Year 1 was great. Year 2, I wasn't there, but I heard some stuff. Year 3, starting to get dicey. Last year was just a gong show.
Just terrible.
We are here to raise money for sick kids and their families.
Hey, Graham's 5.
Yay!
Hey! Yes, sick kids. Let's just come out and have fun. It's a full day of paintball.
Absolutely. I don't care if you're a speedballer, a pump player, a magfed, a renter. I don't care what the hell you play. I don't care what kind of marker you use. We're all there for one purpose, and that purpose is to raise funds for very deserving families who are going through a lot of stress in their life and a very difficult time. We don't need to be petty and start saying, oh, well, he did this or he did that, and start doing stupid stuff on the field. Last year, we had several players pass out from heat stroke and exhaustion. No.
To be fair, one of those players was advised medically not to.
Absolutely. And this year, I know, and it's something that the organizing committee has tried to address in the past. This year, I think we need to be a little more strict. That's just my personal opinion. That's my 2 cents. I would love to see random chronos on the field. A lot of guys bring handheld chronos. Go out and check random guys. Tap them on the shoulder and be like, hey, your turn.
Chrono check.
Chrono check.
Chrono
until
check.
Until you get one of those nice shaped projectiles whiz by him, and then he's like, yeah, not doing this any shit anymore.
I'll go and chrono check. I really don't care.
Yeah.
It's dedication. I'd do it too.
Yeah.
The moral of the story here, kiddies, is play nice.
Please.
You know, don't pee in a sandbox. You ruin it for everybody.
Briar, will you bring out your
Yeah.
slingshot, please? I'll ask Reaper.
Please.
I'll ask Reaper if he'll bring out his bow.
Oh, that'd be
That'll be-
so much fun.
That'll be an interesting two-man team.
We'll have Robin Hood and Dennis the Menace.
Ooh.
Oh, that could be greatly entertaining.
Hey, I've seen what Reaper's bow does to a first strike. You don't find any remnants of it. It just disintegrates. Scary.
Charles, I would love to attend Silver Creek Cup, but unfortunately, I am going to be working that weekend. I do know that we are planning for next year for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
As this is our first official full season
Yeah.
of being in operation, we're still just trying to get our feet underneath us and get the fan base. And then, unfortunately, traveling from Calgary to Camrose isn't an easy feat.
It's a little bit of a
It's
drive.
not a cheap one either. So trying to do this and trying to get swag for you guys out of our own pockets. Spartan is a new dad. He's got 2 boys under the age of 2. So
Yeah, my
He's
youngest-
working on
my-
creating his
Under
own
the age
paintball team.
My
Absolutely.
youngest just turned a month old.
yeah, there you go. Spencer's a month old.
Yeah.
I would love to say that next year we'll be there. And Colleen, that is absolutely
awesome.
epic.
Yes. I've heard that
Bingo
story.
dabbers as daggers.
Yes. Yes. Colleen
think
is
they-
actually my aunt, so I've heard that story.
Oh,
I think they also did an episode of that on American Dad where they were playing paintball on a golf course and they were using bingo dabbers as knives.
Yeah.
that is awesome.
Yeah.
So
Briar's
Briar's gonna get all medieval and bring the slingshot.
Will you get medieval? Will you get medieval on my honey, please?
Oh, Weird Al Yankovic. Good on him.
Yeah.
Getting back to us hoping to do stuff for our followers, we do have our Patreon page.
Yes.
So there is a link at the top of our main page. So if you are interested, and we're not saying, hey, you've got to do this or we're not going to function. Right now we are using free software. We're using our own time. That's fine. But
Yep.
when we've got guys saying, oh, you need to come do this, you need to come do that, we're kind of going, whoa.
We'd love to, but yeah.
We'd love to, but we
Yeah.
don't have 10 grand to throw it, traveling around Western Canada. I know it's not 10 grand,
Awesome
but still.
if we did.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
One of us just
Everyone
needs
will
to
get
win the
some swag.
lottery.
Oh, God, let them
Yeah.
all 3 of us go in.
As soon as we win the lottery, we're doing the Western Canada paintball tour.
Oh, dude, we're not doing a Western Canada paintball tour. We are doing a North America tour. I
Well,
want to hit
yeah, I
every
agree.
single big game.
But we have to start in Western Canada
Oh, of course.
because
Go
it
to
is
BC.
Western Canada paintball lands.
I know. We'll go to BC first, go into Alberta, then into Saskatchewan. Then from there, we'll bypass Winnipeg and Manitoba because I really don't know what they've got out there. I don't know anyone
Only
who
one way to
plays
find
paintball
out.
there. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, here's a shout out. If you know anyone who plays paintball in Winnipeg or Manitoba, tell them to hit us up.
Let us
I
know.
would like to learn.
I know.
Absolutely.
I know. Northern Manitoba is a huge, huge country. You guys have to have something out there.
Oh,
It's way
hopefully,
too
anyway.
wide open and flat for there to not be something.
Exactly.
Yeah. Charles is saying if we have any questions about Silver Creek, please feel free to ask him, and he'll do his best to fill us in. Frosty did a good job last week for those of you who haven't watched it yet.
Yes.
And Frosty actually got called out for not knowing some information, I believe, by
Yeah.
Charles.
Yeah, the
So I
boss
thought that
found
was
out.
awesome. So, Frosty, if you're watching, you have homework to do, bud.
Apparently.
Ooh.
We all do.
Yeah.
Yes, if you are interested in helping us develop ourselves faster and doing more in the future, please check out our Patreon page. We're not going to pressure you into it. We're just going to mention it. That's
exactly.
So,
it's an option.
moving
It's
on.
out there. It'd be greatly appreciated.
Absolutely. If you guys want barrel bags or shirts or patches, stickers, whatever, it costs money, and unfortunately, we can't really do that right now.
Exactly.
I, I've
The way it
I've
is.
I've seen some of the work that Predator's done with barrel bags and tinkering around, and they actually look really nice.
Oh, I'm
So,
excited
oh yeah, so
to
am I.
possibly get those ordered up. And
Yes.
so the idea was that if we hit 15 people who are interested in them, we'd say, okay, so now if you really want one, send us the money first. Um, we won't be making any money off of them because they are in US funds.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a nice way for you guys to show support. It's a nice way for us to say, hey, we're willing to put the legwork in to get stuff for you guys. So if you are interested, drop us a line. We are hoping to get some made so that we can donate them to Shooting for a Cause. And personally, I think they're absolutely sexy. I want one.
I want
Like
one.
Dibs.
they are incredible.
My wife
Um,
wants one. Hey, medical conditions playing this year. She's coming out.
yes.
She's coming out Sunday. I have her. I have her set to go. Everything's grease lubed. And,
Sweet. Briar's calling dibs his number 1 out of 15, by the way.
oh no 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 no! Sorry.
Well, I think you've got
Sorry,
like
Briar. You're
one,
number 4.
2, and 3.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
Briar. You're number 4, buddy. We call first dibs.
Yeah.
Although we would try bribes, you know. See what you
Yeah,
got.
we'll take bribes.
Yeah.
If you're willing to pay double the price, we'll put you first. Love you, Briar.
From the looks of it, he's happy with number 4.
He is happy with number 4. Damn you, cheap bastard.
Well,
Well,
so
he
if we're
always
talking
settles.
about Patreon, I guess in the same spirit of things, I got to bring up these. So we've got Tier 1 Armament and Armadillo, which are both helping to support us.
Absolutely.
They let us
Oh,
put
yeah.
their names out there, help give us a little bit of credibility, and in return, we'll point you in their general direction if you need any gear. I know I personally wear Armadillo gear when I'm out at the field, and I'm definitely wrong button. I got too many buttons on this end of things. We started playing the
I've
intro
seen
again.
your layout. I've seen your layout. It looks scary, actually. Chris said he's going to bring some samples of barrel bags out.
That would
as
be great.
Well, so that
Yes.
would be very appreciated.
Yeah.
Try
Chris
and find
does have some pretty decent barrel bags
Canadian-
and other gear as well.
He
So.
does. Yeah, you can't deny the quality of the product that he does have.
Yeah.
And have access to.
I mean, the patches and decals and everything else every year is just immaculate.
Yeah, absolutely. So big kudos for Shooting for a Cause gear from Mr. Keach.
Oh, and the jerseys last year. The jerseys just pop.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
year's
I
look
just-
really good too.
Yeah, they
Have
do,
you seen
yeah.
the pictures yet?
Myself, I've
They're
seen
nice.
the finals on the planning page for Shooting for a Cause. Yeah.
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 Yeah, they're pretty nice. Just maybe my little 2 cents. Can we get camo ones for next year?
Please.
Military style ones, please.
I
Maybe-
know.
Wood scholars would love it.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah.
We'd love it a lot.
You could do
I
both
also-
styles.
Nothing against speedball, Keach, but
Both styles.
nothing against speedball. But, yeah.
You know, anytime someone compares speedball to woodsball, I always picture Family Guy, where they go into the forest and there's a bunch of GIs and then Peter in a clown suit, and all you see is this, and it's like they're gonna find you. They're not looking for. Or
They're
gonna
looking
find
for
me.
army guys.
Yeah, exactly. And you want to know the funny thing is, I've seen red jerseys blend in into a green background better than camo.
It is disgusting
weird
how
how
well
that
that happens.
happens.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's
Oh,
like
Keach said the pre-order for Shooting 5 gear is open.
Sweet.
yay.
Yeah. Excited. Oh, by the way, Brian, you'll always
headbands,
be number 4 to us.
Pardon?
Brian will always be number 4 to us.
Of course, he's always number 4. He's number 1 to someone somewhere.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
He got bat phoned.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. That would be
What
his
else can we
baby monitor
discuss?
going off, so he had to run.
Yes,
He'll be back.
absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, Briar is sad.
Why is Bragger sad?
Because Spartan is
Why is he
gone.
saying no?
Oh, I
He'll
hear the
be
baby
back,
monitor now.
Briar. Yeah, I hear a little, I think that might be Spencer.
Yeah. He said he's missing the
that's
podcast this time.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I think he's getting closer, maybe? I don't know.
So Charles is asking what games around Calgary we're planning on hitting up.
Well, I definitely know we're going to be at almost every gun owner day we can get our hands on at Bragg Creek.
Yeah.
We've got Shooting for a Cause 5, your game,
Operation Shadow Strike.
Shadow.
Yeah.
Then we've got mine, Operation Orion.
That's 3.
I would like to get out to some of the big games over at Millerville.
Yes.
Over with Brian there.
Yeah,
I would love to do that. Absolutely. And I would love to get down. I know Reed is probably going to pester me. I've got to get out to Skyline this year before he comes and kidnaps me. So
we should make it a group event next year. Skyline Campout.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want
I think Reed would be down for that.
Yeah, we can see what we can work out.
Fingers crossed he would be. Roman goes, so quick side question back to the MedPeg game. You mentioned September on here, but the page says October. Yes, it is still October. I'm drawing a blank. Sorry, Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris is saying this year's Shooting for a Cause gear, there are jerseys, headbands, microfibers, and mini jerseys. And honestly, the mini jerseys are little beer cozies. They're freaking awesome looking.
Nice.
They're hilarious. And I haven't been out to Rampage/Millerville yet, Charles. I've heard great things from Brian himself and everyone else who plays out there.
I love it out there.
It's definitely a place to hit up.
Yeah, definitely made it very close there, but I never made it to the actual field itself. I stopped at the farmer's market. Well, that ate my day.
Considering my in-laws live in Turner Valley.
Yeah. You're nice and close.
If I go and visit them in the summer and I don't stop off at Rampage, Brian's going to murder me. So...
Yes.
Yeah. I'll be there at some point.
Yeah, we'll
Roman
get it figured.
said you're having Roman said Predator's having a frosty moment.
Yes.
Is
How am I having a frost? Oh.
Is your mind slipping on you, Predator?
Oh my god. After yesterday's shenanigans, yes.
Predator's having a senior moment.
How much of them paint fumes did you inhale yesterday while you were doing everything?
Oh, what do you mean? I haven't painted my room yet.
I know it's still white.
The wall's white. No.
Well, you never know. You could have did 3 walls in one day and then just said, screw it, I'll do it tomorrow, and then forget about it.
It's possible.
Well, unfortunately, my 5-gallon bucket of paint looked like someone threw ceiling popcorn in it, so...
You.
Yeah, I've had to re-sand my entire wall that I painted with a 40 grit sandpaper. Yay!
Chris,
I'm so furious.
Chris said he'll also have a sample of the mini jerseys and microfibers out on Sunday. Ooh,
cool. Sweet. And Charles is saying that I have no excuses. So yes, Charles, I have no excuses not to go to Rampage at some point this season. I do know my brother-in-law wants to try paintball and get away from airsoft. Yes. So I'm definitely going to be hitting up Brian and being like, hey, so how's it going?
Yeah, we'll definitely have to get the group of us together and make the drive out there. So
Yeah,
That would be
it's
good,
not
yeah.
too far, honestly. It's about, well, you've been out to Millerville,
Yeah.
Grizz. You know how far it is. It's
Oh yeah,
about
like I
45
said, I
minutes
made
to
it
an
as
hour.
far. I was like halfway down the road, and then we went to the farmers market, and then I spent
Griz's
the
happy
day at
day
the
was
farmers
over.
market. So I did intend on making it the last halfway down the road there to the field itself, but
Well, I think he
that
would
just
have
didn't
been
happen.
closed at that point in time anyway, because wasn't
Yeah.
that just earlier on this year?
No, no, no. This was last year. This was
Oh,
during the
okay.
season, so he would have been there. So,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
but I want to stop out there so that I can check out the layout and that way start
For the
planning games for
MagFed
TSG.
guys, yeah, the MagFed guys said it was perfect out there because you did. Well, a bunch of us Southern Alberta guys went out, and I guess Lambo really laced someone apparently. From the
Nice.
pictures, it did look pretty nice.
Yeah.
No.
I know Redneck's been out there.
Oh yeah, he loves it out there. I don't mind it out there.
Yeah. And see, Redneck would be the guy in the know because, he lives on a paintball field. So if he speaks highly of it,
Kind of envious about living on a paintball field some days. Then when it's wintertime and he's saying it's minus 40 and I'm miserable, I don't envy it.
yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
No.
What we need is a new indoor here in Calgary, and there might be a solution to that coming in the future.
Agreed.
So,
Chris is calling us
Yes.
out. He's telling us if he can drive from Cranbrook to Rampage, then we have no excuse. And I have to agree with him.
yeah, but I work most weekends, so. And then once I get on with the CFD, I'm going to be working 2 days, 2 nights, 4 off. 2 days, 2 nights, 4 off. 2 days, 2 nights, 4 off for the first year.
So
No
you're going to be a
holidays.
zombie.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and you're not going to be at one station either. You're just going to be bouncing wherever they need you.
You spend 3 months at one station, 3 months at a second, 3 months at a third for your first year. You write an exam at the 6 month, and then a written and physical exam at the 11-month period. And then after that, in your first year or two, you kind of bounce where you're needed until you get a home station. And even then, you can be booted from your home station and given a new home station.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So Briar's
Well,
saying
fun.
he likes Rampage as well. So Rampage has got a lot of good reviews here so far.
Absolutely.
you
So
just,
we're
like,
definitely going to check it out this year.
Exactly.
You're just like taking your ego out there and just having a blast.
Briar
Yeah,
also only lives like 25 minutes away from Rampage. So.
No, he moved into the city.
Oh,
Last I
that's
talked,
right.
earlier this summer, he told us he was living by Peters on 16th.
I
I
want
thought
to
he moved
milkshake.
closer to. I thought he moved closer to Spruce Meadows.
I think he did have to move back for reasons.
Briar, you better clean up
I
this
don't-
mess, man. We're confused.
Briar lives somewhere, and there may
Yeah,
or
he
may
lives
not be a
somewhere
paintball
within-
nearby. So
Within or around Calgary, we don't know. Who
yeah,
knows?
yeah. This is the extent of our knowledge of Briar's whereabouts.
Lockdown, we love you, but we're unsure of your location currently.
Chris, you're just nuts. If you're driving from Cranbrook to Rampage and back in one day after playing paintball, you're crazy.
Well, think about it. Think about it this way. He's doing it this weekend. He's doing Cranbrook, CTF, Cranbrook.
Oh,
One
that's
day.
true.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Briar
Briar
said he
lives everywhere. So,
He's after all.
or he lives in a cardboard box.
Oh.
Oh,
Or he doesn't live in his cardboard box. He lives in his truck.
Oh, that
Yeah,
could work
it's
too.
Everywhere. Yeah,
that's a sexy truck. I'd live in that truck.
I would too. Yeah, I love that truck.
Speaking of nice trucks, Dave's got a good one.
I like my
Dave
truck.
has a very nice truck.
I
Your
got a
truck is
Yeah,
very
I-
nice.
I saw a picture you traded in.
I did.
Yeah.
I went
You
from
traded
a
up.
Sierra 1500, it was a 2012, to a 2018 Chevy Colorado.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's got all sorts of wonderful toys and screens in there.
I bet.
Chris
Briar
is
put
saying
it
he had
to-
to leave
Very
at
nice.
4 a.m. to do that all in one day.
Jesus.
What time did you get
No.
home at, Chris?
4 a.m.
Midnight.
Briar just said where he currently lives, but due to circumstances, he had to leave. But he does live in a box.
Ah, see, called it.
So, there you go.
Hooray!
What kind of box is it? Is it like a fridge box or a stove or a oven box?
As long as it's not a shoebox.
That's right.
It's a boot box.
Oh. let's just be real. It's his gear bag.
Ooh.
Very true.
Roomy.
So I'm not sure if you guys have seen Charles's comment there. He's got to head out for the night, so have a good night. But he
Good night,
says
Charles,
that
and...
if any of us can make it to Silver Creek for the Cup this year, the first case of paint is on him.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
The pressure's on now.
Yeah, it really is.
Thanks for the offer, Charles. Who knows? Maybe you'll have 3 hungry MagFed players knocking at your door. We'll send you a text when we get to Red Deer.
Yeah. He just says, please don't show up unannounced, so we have to message him ahead of time.
We'll send them a text when we get to Red Deer. Yeah. Red Deer is an hour and a half from here and probably about 2 hours away from the field, so there you go.
I say we just fire him the message when we get up in the morning. We are on our way.
Incoming!
Yeah. Or do it just as we're ready to pull in. It's like, we're here.
Yeah.
It's not unannounced. We announced ourselves. It's just...
Yeah. Briar says it is an IKEA fridge box.
Well, those are roomy, you know. That's okay.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Oh, Briar, are you leaving us? Oh.
What's Charles saying? He left from Nanaimo, BC on Friday night, drove all night, got there Saturday in Camrose, played Cup Sunday, drove immediately. Oh my God, Charles, you are nuts!
That is painful.
Man.
Oh!
See, like we're going to the game.
Very alone.
Yeah. See, we're going to the game on Sunday. I live maybe 45 minutes from the field. Granted, I usually stop at Predator's house to pick him up so we can go get coffee.
Absolutely. I'm buying this time, by the way, but it's going to be McDonald's, not Tim Hortons.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum.
All right. I can still get a double-double. I'm good.
Yeah, that's what matters.
But see, I'm still taking Monday off work and half of the next day. I have a 4.5 day weekend. I love it.
Wow.
You suck. I only get 1 day off.
So.
It's okay. Next weekend I get a fly down to Vegas for training.
Nice.
Hey, are you just there strictly for training, or do you have time off to do any venturing?
I've got a little bit of time after classes to do adventuring. I did inquire about some fellow SAS guys. No one has hit me up. I don't know if we've got SAS in Nevada at all.
I don't think we do. I don't even think we have any.
I don't even know if there are any fields around Vegas,
There
so
is.
who knows?
Why not?
I've looked it up.
I'll be able to take my gear.
It's
I
big
won't
open
have
desert.
my gear, so...
And Spartan's
Boss's
suffering
rules.
from an earthquake.
Oh yeah, my big hippo of a cat shaking the table.
Ah,
Serious, it's the size of a small dog.
it happens.
I know he is. He's freaking cute. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
So Briar's not
I
leaving
love it
us.
when we can... Pardon?
Briar's not leaving us, and he tried to.
Oh, he's saying
General
goodnight to
business.
Charles.
Yeah, I applaud you, Briar. Anyone needs gear bags, hit me up. LOL Sport Check discounts.
Yeah, I've got a Tupperware container.
I've
I've also got a 1944 ammo crate for all of my paintballs and my mask. Yeah, I've got to refinish that thing.
I like my zombie ammo crate that I use.
I have to repaint my 50 kg crate, but that's what I use, a chicken lug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to put the radioactive sign on it like you were supposed to.
Well, since when I painted it, last year at Rick's thing? Was it Rick's thing?
No, it was my bachelor party.
That's
3
right,
years
it
ago.
was your bachelor party, yeah. So when I
3
painted
years
it then...
ago.
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
2 years ago. We had just shown up to the field, I threw it out on the ground, pulled out the cans of paint, and did something quick, and I said screw it and went drinking.
Yeah.
Because we showed up, Justine and I had the trailer, so we didn't have to do any tent setting up, so we just started drinking.
You guys were lucky.
Yeah. I don't think that's gonna happen anymore though.
No.
Mm.
For good reason.
Yeah.
Two's enough.
Well, let's all pray to the paintball gods and Mother Nature that Sunday is nice.
Well, it's supposed to be -1.
I can
I'm
deal with
still
-1.
packing heavy cold gear. So am I.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother rocking my new soft goods yet. I'm just gonna wear my baggy Titman crap because I can put a sweater on underneath it.
Yeah.
And snow pants.
Yeah, I might have to dig out my old speedball pants and put them on.
No.
I'm gonna wear my
They're-
ACU thick stuff.
Yeah.
No, my thick ACU pants are nice and warm in this kind of weather.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for Sunday.
Me too.
My trigger
Yeah,
finger
me
is so
too.
itchy. As was very evident when we were supposed to have Winter's Hunt. And I got in on that 1 versus 1 versus 1 event with a speedball marker, and I completely had fun.
It doesn't matter the marker. If you're slinging paint,
Spartan
it's always
knows
fun.
what I'm like with a speedball marker.
Terrifying as all shit when I have a pump and he's running down at me. He no word of a lie last year or 2 years ago at his bachelor party, he lit my ankles up. He was nice enough not to go for the upper body, but man, did he chew my ankles. Woo!
Well, it was the 1v1v1, and all I hear is go, and the marker comes straight up, and you looked at me, and you're like, oh. I swear I could hear you halfway across the field. You said, oh, beep, and you started backpedaling really quick.
Well, the soft goods that you wear now, that bright orange stuff, you really stick out like a sore thumb in green foliage. So yeah, I saw you coming and I did backpedal. Try and get myself a little bit of an advantage, which still didn't work.
No, I think
your
that
poor-
day...
Your poor buddy Cody. Oh man, your poor buddy. He got it bad. We both got him. He wouldn't get up and run. Grizz, I'm not kidding you. We got him into a little sheet corner at CTF, and he just did this. Fred and I stopped shooting. He's like, "Can I stand up now?" I'm like, "Well, you could have ran."
He still asks me about that at work. He's like, why were you such a tool? I'm like, because I had a speedball gun. And he goes, you could have let me breathe. I'm like, I gave you 3 seconds.
Briar makes
Briar
make sure
has
you
to go.
make sure you make me some food. I'm gonna be over in a bit.
Yep, me too.
Yep.
Burgers and steak and beers. There you go.
Oh yeah, hey, there you go.
No, for those of you who don't know, I used to play competitive speedball. And when I get a speedball gun in my hands, I am very, very aggressive. Almost to the point where I scare myself because I will run and gun. I don't care who you are, where you are, what your play level is. I turn into that douchebag tournament player. It's bad.
I hate to say it, but when my wife hands me a proto rail and she's like, "Here, you use this for a bit." Okay, I'm not that guy all the time, but if I know who I'm playing against and I know their caliber and they could fire back at me like that, I'll go balls deep. It's bad.
If I'm up against renters or younger players who are just new, everything dial the whole thing back. Dial everything back.
Yeah, it's been a while since
Cody.
I picked up those, so.
I think I went 32 kills for the entire day.
Chris says bring it on.
Oh. Chris, how many of Kill Team are going to be out on Sunday?
Yeah, I'm curious to know about that too. Well, we already know, I think, 4.
Justice, Tanner...
4 Alberta guys. Justice, Tanner...
Brad's not going to be there, but Rick will be there. Justice, Brad, Tanner...
Rick. So that's Rick. 3 of the 4 Alberta boys that I know of.
Who's bringing his new CS1?
$2,000 paintball gun? Stupid Planet Eclipse.
Yes,
If I'm gonna have a $2,000 paintball gun, like no offense to Chris, but I'm going with a Karmatech. Just saying.
I agree with you on that one. Yeah.
Yep. First strike rounds
play what you
downfield from 200 yards. Let's go. Not 200 yards, but still, like without moving, you can reach out and touch someone.
Especially with those Nemesis barrels they've got out now. Those I've been hearing some nasty stories.
I've heard good stuff about them.
Apparently, they
I've seen a video.
do some nice things with round ball.
Really?
They've been posting about that too. That if you're using the Nemesis barrel, they will help out with round ball. So. Fun little tidbits.
So there's probably going to be about 7 Kill House players by the sounds of it.
Can't say as I'm too overly surprised.
No.
No, me neither. Makes it fun.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
So it'll be Kill House versus everybody else.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, me too. Sorry, Chris. I got some first strikes with your name on them.
Yeah, so do I, Chris.
You seem to think you have first strikes with everybody's name on it.
Yeah.
I actually have a first strike from last shooting for a cause. Someone painted the back red, like filled in the entire back red.
Yeah.
I pulled it out of Lambo's body, like his samurai suit, still in his back shell. So I am gonna write someone's name on the back there because it will stick out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just start initialing the back of all of them.
Just start my own hit list.
Well, I'm pretty sure I've got about 50 or 60 with my name on them then, so I'm screwed.
No, you got round ball coming. Round balls. Oh, Jester just got to us.
Yep. Jester woke up. And, yeah. We've got about 10 minutes left before we're...
Time change fucked him up.
Yep.
So Roman is saying that a lot of guys are getting good round ball groupings, but there seems to be a correlation with bore size. I do know a lot of guys have been complaining about under bore. Lots and lots of round ball are coming in way under 0.68.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that too. Yeah.
I think it's there's an issue there that the industry needs to fix quickly, because not everyone is, walking around with a freak insert kit.
Yeah.
I can't fit. No, I can't even fit one in my barrel.
Which is again trying with mine.
I haven't tried, but with the Lapco, I mean, if I get one of those smaller caliber or bore size, I'm cooked. Like, it just won't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whole case.
Yeah, I just got a text from.
Keach says he has a whole case for you there, but.
A whole case of what? What?
A whole case of round ball.
Cool. Bring it on.
Nate asked if he screwed up.
A little bit.
Oh.
Just a smidge, bro. Just a smidge.
If he's been traveling since 5 and it's pushing midnight now...
I'm not going to hold it. I'm not going to hold it against him. God,
no.
We can always reschedule for next time.
Exactly. We will get him on in our next available slot. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Think that maybe because the first strikes are points.
683. It's more the round ball that everyone's having issues with. I've seen videos where guys are celebrating them at like 0.59 in some cases, and they're coming out of a 0.68 case. So, I haven't seen anyone size a first strike, but I do know they're very close to almost perfect every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about those prototypes? The ones where you could pop the round ball in. What were those? Almost identical.
I've not seen anything on those guys actually. The last thing I saw was the powder ball.
Ooh,
the powder round ball,
ultra spherical or something like that.
Yeah, the ultra sphere. I don't know how those are gonna honestly fly. No pun intended, but I don't know how people are going to accept them because they're expensive as hell for a round ball. I don't care if they are perfect. I am not making, or I'm not forking out $80 for like 200 balls. No thanks.
Yeah.
No, and it's white powder. So what's white powder going to do? If you're playing let's say we're playing winter ball and you got to go to use your powder balls, white's not going to do anything, right?
Exactly. I mean, I can see them having an indoor application much sooner than an outdoor application. But even then, it's going to be limited because not a lot of fields are going to want to fork out that kind of money.
That's true. Oh God, you hippopotamus! Oh.
You okay there? See, you know you're getting old when you make sounds when you're trying to get out of a chair.
No, I'm trying to pick this hippo up. Hippo.
Well, see, you should be in
Jasper
good shape.
and Luna are 14
Anyways.
pounds.
I do chase kids around the science center. Did you see what Nate said?
No.
He wants to learn more about us. We want to learn more about you, Nate.
We'll get them on.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Sorry, I don't mean to be ignoring people. I got the podcast going, I got the chat going, I got talking with Nate now, and
You're just a busy man.
It gets busy on this end.
No kidding.
Yeah, I'm only watching the podcast on my phone so that I can see what people are posting. So
that's all I'm doing.
So did we already mention the fact that Chris is saying powder balls aren't covered by field insurance?
No,
I don't think there's been enough testing for it, honestly. They're brand new on the market.
They are.
I know Pat at Weekend Warriors was thinking about water balls or powder ball for the indoor. Unfortunately, it's been several years since I've been back up there, so I don't really know what he's done in that aspect. But I do know for his application, powder ball would be good because you've got lots of airsofters that go there as well. Now, I know everyone is still freaking out about, oh my God, first strikes aren't allowed anywhere in Canada. Yes, they are. There are certain fields in Quebec where you cannot use them, and there are fields down in the States where you cannot use them because they're still going through a testing phase, to my knowledge.
I'm pretty sure they're allowed in Canada because I've been shot with them.
Oh, they're absolutely allowed here in Canada because we're not having the same insurance rules and regulations as down in the States. I do know, and this is just a little heads up for international paintball news, New South Wales, a territory of Australia, is going to be passing a bill that is going to remove paintball under the legislation of the police force and put it more to fish and game style sporting things. So you won't actually have to get a gun license to buy a paintball gun anymore. So that's a huge victory for paintball, especially in Australia. And to my boys from Brisbane who are watching, big shout out to you guys. I know you'll watch at some point. You're 17 hours ahead of us. So I have a feeling you're asleep. Absolutely. And big shout out to them. Big shout out to them for getting fourth place in their first tournament of the season. And they actually streamed a lot of it live, and it looks like they have a lot of fun out there. So huge kudos to them.
So Keach brought it up, and I was about to bring it up too. RAV4 had powder ball out for years.
Okay,
it wasn't
I wasn't aware of that.
It wasn't something I've widely seen up here, but I remember talking with someone out at Bragg one day. I believe it was when I first met Reaper on SAS, and he handed me his RAV4 Desert Eagle, and I checked the chamber, and there was an actual neon green powder ball in there.
Cool.
Because I know RAV4 was working on shape projectiles and everything like that.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
But I think all of that's kind of been kiboshed.
I have nothing against RAV4, you know. I love their products when they work. Let's just put it that way.
That's the same with any company. It's great.
You know,
I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
No. My next investment is going to be a Milsig M17, you know.
Ugh, Milsig. Everyone's been having issues with them out of the box. You know that.
So did you.
I don't have a Milsig.
No, that's right, you don't, but you had issues out of the box, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I never had issues with my Max Tac. I always had issues with my Spider.
That's correct.
Yeah, my Max Tac has been perfect.
Except for your tank that's that big.
Knock on wood. Hey, I got a 13 cubic inch now instead of that little dinky 9.
Hey, that
I
9
was
comes in
shocked.
handy when you need it.
Absolutely. I can get
Two
another
mags
5
later.
mags off that thing.
You can get 5 off that little 9.
I feel
I
sorry
get
for
5
anybody
off the
tuning
9.
in right now. Because this conversation, if you don't know context,
No, exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
I can get 5 to 7 mags depending on how many rounds I'm firing off on a little 9 ounce, and then my 13 I can get 7 to 9 mags. So
Yeah. It's about what
Pretty
I get
good
out of my Tipman. So.
efficiency. Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
I'm still a big fan for those. Like I love my 13 for my 468, but I'm a bigger fan for those air through stocks for long games. I think it's key to have a remote line and a bigger tank on your back. This way you can just try like keep going, not worry about it.
Roman is saying KT. Whoa, dropped my phone. KT was assembling them during an MCS podcast a few weeks ago. Should be coming out soon. Again, with lots of the smiley or a laughing face and roll eye face. So
Yeah.
yeah, at this point in time, I'm just kind of putting all Rap 4 projects on a shelf, and that shelf is labeled never coming out
Exactly.
because it's been like 10 years for them to release some stuff that people have been talking about. They're like, oh, it's finally coming out. I'm like, yeah, they've been in the production of that for like 5 years.
But the problem with that is there's so many changes that happen all the time. Like I just noticed last year I had a shopping cart picked out for when I did finally send my order to Rapport Canada, which is now Modern Combat Solutions Canada. They changed the name, changed the whole format. You know, wiped out the carts, wiped out their shopping, like screwed everything up. And it's always like that. Rapport, I find for myself with the way my marker's working, they're shit for customer service. Nothing against them.
And then there's me. If I have an issue, I just fire a message to Adam or Steve. I'm like, hey, so this is what's going on. What can you tell me? Even if it's like 10 o'clock at night here in Alberta, especially Adam, he's freaking awesome about it.
Yeah, Adam's good at answering messages.
Nah, that's one of the reasons, and this isn't me just tooting Tier 1's horn because they're one of our supporters, but honestly, I've seen that customer service with Adam from the minute I discovered Max Tact. I mean, when they were still being sold under Scarab Arms, like just incredible customer service. And I've had a lot of people tell me, oh yeah, they're a workhorse. There's lots of first gens still out there running around and just wiping people out.
Oh yeah.
So Chris was mentioning chronoing with, I assume it was the powder balls, and at about 220 they were still getting some pretty big welts. Which brings up something else.
That's more solid.
It brings up something else, because we've only got a couple minutes left.
Okay.
We've posted a little challenge on our page.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Connect the Dot challenge.
Yes,
yeah.
our Connect the Dot challenge. So before we sign off, I got to bring this up.
Oh my god!
Throughout the
I'm
season,
so surprised I figured it out last week.
So, yes, throughout the season, we want you guys, when you go out and you play, and you have one of those days where you come home with a lot of welts, feel free to take a marker, probably something that washes off, but that's your choice, and see what kind of pictures you can come up with out of the welts that are left. Try to keep them, at least PG-13, but send in the photos.
Yeah.
And at the end of the season, we're going to take a vote, and whoever has the best picture out of connecting all the dots, we're going to invite you to come and be on the show with us for a night. So
I'm going to put a limit of one per month per person. That way, if
That's
you're
fair,
going
yeah.
out and playing every freaking weekend, you're not spamming us with them. So take your best one for the month and send it in to us.
that
Yeah.
makes sense.
And definitely fire it off to us via message, most likely. And then from there, we'll be able to figure out how we're going to sort and organize. And then we'll probably take our top 5 and get everyone else to vote on it.
And we're throwing the rest of them in an album so everybody can see it anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
we'll just leave it posted, you know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And then I think Grizz mentioned this. The winner gets to come onto the show. So it's
Yeah,
not
Yep.
like we're
that's
going to say,
exciting.
"Oh, here's a T-shirt" kind of thing. It's like, no,
No.
you got to be one of the hosts for the night.
You get to be one of us.
One of us.
But one of us, exactly.
Hey, hey,
As you can tell, we have so much fun over here.
Exactly.
even on nights when we have to wing it, you know. Hey,
Yeah,
Roman,
exactly.
shoot me off a message. I have a couple questions. You seem to have some experience with the Force. If you could, please, that would be helpful.
I can't believe that they abandoned the MCS Canada site.
Told you.
Wow, that's horrible.
Told you.
Well then,
Wow.
Yeah.
that explains that. But yeah, so we've hit our 1 hour mark, gentlemen. So
I think we've gone over a little bit, but that's okay.
only by a couple minutes. Life happens, right? We were late, so we owe
Absolutely.
the people a couple extra minutes. But yeah, so I want to say thanks again. Please feel free to check out our Patreon. Check out the companies that have been generous enough to let us throw their names around.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Go say hi
And
to Jester.
if you have, yes,
Yeah. Please say hi to Jester.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
awake
go
now.
say hi to
So
Jester.
Oh, he's awake, or
well, he was
Just awake.
messaging and he was all ready to go, and I'm like, yeah. So we're about 10 minutes away. He's like, oh, from starting? I'm like, no, from rapping. So
Yeah, I think he got a little turned around,
Jet lag.
unfortunately. Yeah,
pay
traffic
attention.
lag.
Big stuff coming soon. We're gonna do a bunch of videos, little montages of all of us doing certain things. There will be some
Absolutely.
videos shot from Sunday. No,
I'm excited for Sunday. We've got so much
so
planned.
much fun.
Oh,
so much
That
fun.
intro montage that we're gonna do is gonna be absolutely epic.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, and happy birthday to Redneck.
Yeah,
Yes,
happy birthday, Redneck.
Yeah,
We'll see you Sunday.
yeah, because it's actually his
Absolutely.
birthday today. So happy birthday, Redneck.
For another hour and a bit.
Yeah.
Rick, I know you're a glutton for punishment. I gave this up a long time ago. I know Predator did it once. You're running again this year. Sorry, pal.
He did it last
I know
year.
you did
Absolutely.
it.
I'm never
You did it
doing
last
again.
year. And Pred did it.
That-
You went hard.
That gauntlet that I ran for my bachelor party was not fun. I think I popped 2 aspirin, had a beer, and went back at her.
Yes.
But man, was I sore the next day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is why I
Oh, boy.
purposely don't tell anybody when my birthday is. So,
No,
I'll get it
no,
out of you somehow.
no, you won't.
Oh yes, I will.
Nope.
I'm
I
pretty sure.
have a nephew I can talk to, so
I'm pretty sure Banshee's.
She's already agreed she ain't telling nobody.
yeah,
She has to live
with
me.
I've tried sweet talking her. I've tried sweet talking her. I think I might have to work on Kyle though.
Yeah,
Work
He's-
on man-child. See if I can get him to turn.
yeah. He's a little less good at keeping secrets.
Most
Yeah.
kids are, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyway,
All right,
Alrighty,
guys.
everyone.
have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night. See you next production, or even next Friday, depending on schedules.
How it goes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For those paintballing this weekend, play safe. Play
Play
hard.
safe.
Go hard or go home. There you
That's
go.
right.
It's the only way
Yeah.
to put it. Go hard or go home.
Pretty much. Play fair.
And
Yeah.
we're looking forward to the first pictures coming in.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I can't
Oh,
wait.
I'm excited. Oh, so much fun with that one.
Yes.
All right, everyone. Stay
All right.
safe.
All right.
Right.
Have a good night, guys. Bye.